Welcome back to Papa Z's Bees. Today we've got a two-part series, or not a series, but a two-part video of winterizing one of our flow hives. Yesterday we did the first step, and today we're going to complete the winterization, remove the flow super and all that, and we'll get started and get it going. Okay, here we go. This is step one. What we'll do is we'll take the honey flow super off and put this bee escape on it. A bee escape goes with the side like this, with the side down. The bees can go down through here and exit into the bottom part of the hive, but they can't figure out how to get back. So basically it empties them out. You have to wait about a 24-hour period to do that. So we'll get that done. It's so wet. We had so much rain. We had about 10 inches of rain almost, and that's just way too much rain to have. So it's so muddy back here. Give them a little bit of smoke, and then we'll just start breaking it down. It's not this step one doesn't take long, but you do have to wait 24 hours. See, there's still quite a lot of bees in here. So first we'll smoke them. Again, drive as many as we can down. That'll make the trip easier. And then we'll see how hard this thing is to get out. Not as bad as I thought. So again, this goes on top. Lots of good bees in here that they're working this is their, if you haven't watched us before, this box here is a honey super normally, but what we use it for is a kind of a storehouse or a warehouse for the bees to use for the winter. So tomorrow we'll get in here and check this out a little bit more before we winterize it completely. So this sits like this, and what few bees are left in here, we'll again go down through. into the rest of the boxes. When we empty this out, then we'll take this off for the winter, because we do not want the bees to have to manage all the space that there is. So we'll put it back together. And then we'll come back tomorrow. Now again, I don't imagine that there's a whole lot of bees up in there because it's, you know, the flow has been finished for quite a while. That's a little bit crooked, but I'm not going to worry too much about it, because again, all we're waiting to do is to get them to move out. Okay, we'll be back with step two. Thanks. So this is the way we left it yesterday with the bee escape here. So what we're going to do today is take off everything from here up, replace it with our winter top box, which includes a feeder, and get them ready for winter. Here we go. Now, bee escape didn't get rid of all of them. There's still quite a few up here, but you can only do what you can do. So anyway, like I said, this will actually go back inside. And what we may have to do is to get a blower and blow the rest of them out, because they apparently didn't fall for the trick here. So it's always worked in the past, but not this time for some reason. Oh my goodness. This is interesting. I'm going to look at a few of the frames here. So there's some good honey here. Not as much as you'd like to see, but this is on the outer frame. These little bars here that kind of give you the bee space between when you're stacking frames. When you roll them together, stick them together, and what's happened here is the bees have basically glued them together. So, and most of it's been with wax. So anyway, there's some good honey on that one, so that's great. They're not starving. I didn't think they were from what I could see. And the next frame has got even more. So there's really no reason to go any further on this. See what we got here. They seem to be real anxious around this spot here. That's where some honey is. So anyway, we'll just put this back in. There's a lot of burr comb here, and I'm really surprised there's as much. I don't know if you can see here. Look inside, but goodness, all these frames, all this burr comb in between these frames is really making it difficult to work this. And again, we don't do too much. If you've not watched our videos before about the way we manage our hives, this top box here is their storehouse. And what we do with that, this is all honey. We let them fill this up with honey, and it does a couple of things. It gives them enough honey to live throughout the winter, plus we'll give them some supplemental feed just in case, because you never know about the winters. And secondly, what this does, and we haven't really talked about this too much, this kind of creates a honey bridge. So the queen and the brood is all laid down in the very bottom box. And if you have honey across the board, she won't cross that and get up in the flow frame, which is what we want. We don't want her to get in there and lay in the flow frames, because that's not good. We've been fortunate, and I've not had that happen, but and I think it's largely because of this. I used the queen excluder the first year, and we didn't get any honey. Then the second year, based upon what Fred Dunn was recommending, doing this method here, and it seemed to have really, really worked for us. So what we do now is we'll take this, which has got blown in foam, that's on top of a Be Smart Designs inner cover, or top cover. And so, and then inside that we've got a rapid round feeder, which we will use to keep them fed. So we'll get it up here, get it centered properly. If I can get this together. No, I'm gonna have to do some more work. The frames are not, or the boxes are not, not even with each other. So like here you can see this is stuck way out over this bottom part of the base. So what Fred Dunn has recommended, and I've used it in the past, is to take a long bar clamp, and put it from front to back and just tighten it, and it will screw them together. It'll even break the propolis. So, and then, based on the insulation that's already up here, we'll add double bubble here, which will cover this up, and then we'll add another foam lid right here, and this will keep them warm for the winter. I just had to measure and cut this today, so it may not be the right size. I might have to come back out and make adjustments later. But anyway, that's all there is. So now, through the winter, and one of the great things about these Be Smart Designs covers, is they're not flat. They're kind of I don't know, concave or convex, but whatever it is, they're kind of rounded to the outside, where the outside is a little bit lower than the center. So when the bees exhale and the sweat or condensation affixes to the roof, rather than dropping straight down on the bees, which can kill them, it'll roll to the outside and down the sides, which will allow the bees to get in there and use that. So it's worked well in the past. So we're going to give them that opportunity to use the same thing again this year, and then we'll see what happens. Thanks for watching. As has been our practice for the last, this will be actually the fourth year that we've harvested honey, and we've in the fall. And the way we do it in the fall, as you've seen in the video we just watched, we took the flow super off in order to winterize the hive. And when you do that, we just always bring it in the house and go ahead and crank it just like we do normally. The difference is we don't get much because there wasn't a whole lot left in here. In fact, you can see right now it's just started. We just started doing it. So just an interesting thing, interesting way to actually do a flow hive harvest, and that's with the flow supers off the hive. Just thought you'd like to know. Okay, here's the output or the outcome of the indoor extraction. You can see about a quart, a 2/3 or 3/4, which is a lot more than I thought we'd get. But the amazing thing to me is the color, how dark this is. Fall honey is normally darker for us, but this is darker than I've ever seen it. So, and it's delicious. It's the best honey we get. So anyway, thanks.